Welcome back to Williams Grove. It's the Cleveland Brothers National Open at Williams Grove Speedway, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Heat race number 3 is on the racetrack, but the fireworks were in that last heat race number 2. Battle for position between Lucas Wolfe and Darren Pittman. Pittman said he got run over, but the video shows that he may have chopped Lucas Wolfe. Pittman had some less than flattering things to say about Lucas Wolfe, who is finishing up his second full year on the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. We heard from Pittman. Now we need to hear from Lucas Wolfe, and let's go down to Shane Andrews.
Well, there's two sides to every story. We heard from Darren Pittman. Lucas, he said you ran over him, but take us through what you saw and what you went through out there in that incident.
Yeah, I mean, we were all racing there at close for the last transfer spot, and I was on the inside, and he got a run on the outside of me and came down, and I mean, I was there. I don't know, I guess I'm supposed to stop for him, but that's what happens when you squeeze you, so that's about all I can say.
Lucas Wolfe has some work to do on the 5W.
Well, there you go, Brad. You've seen it 2 or 3 more times.
But you know what? After seeing we pretty much from the top angle looking down, but when you see it from our camera looking towards turns 1, Darren Pittman's out of the throttle and turning down, and Lucas did have a run on him. Watching it in slow motion, I think, well, Lucas Wolfe could have or should have slowed down. But you got to remember, they're running over 150 miles an hour. That happened in a split second. He didn't really have time to get on the brakes.
And that's why he had to pitch the car so abruptly?
Yeah, you could see him just pitch the car and trying to avoid it, but climbed up over Pittman anyway, and you saw what happened.
Well, here's the grid for heat race number 3. Jim Siegel and Paul McMahon up there on the front row. Chad Layton and Ed Lynch Jr. will be in row 2. Donnie Kreitz Jr., one of the all-time greats here at Williams Grove, inside of row number 3 alongside Craig Kinzer. Brad Sweet and Mike Erdley in row 4. Cody Darrah, Brian Ellenberger, Tim Kading, and Jason Johnson. 12 cars going 8 laps in the top 5. Advance to the feature event. The green is in the air. It's Paul McMahon winning the drag race over Jim Siegel into turn number 1, and McMahon's going to lead him down the back chute.
Oh, and you saw just in our picture there, the red car, Cody Darrah, way up high. Now he's going to stop down the back straightaway.
Probably just a track position deal here. He'll slow down, bring out the yellow flag, although it has not come out yet. He needs to come to a stop to get that yellow flag. Now they throw the yellow flag, and Cody Darrah will join up at the rear of the field, but he'll be a lot closer to the front as far as track position is concerned.
Yeah, he jumped the cushion, about got in the wall, and he was so far back the field drove away from him. Jason Johnson was also back there really slow. I don't know if they got together, but he stops the car, brings out the caution. As you said, that'll bunch the field back up, put him back on the rear bumper instead of being a half a lap behind.
We can show you that this is the start. You're on board, Armor All on-car camera, and that's why he went to the outside, huh? He had to take evasive action.
Yeah, it looked like his left front, you could see it there, almost ran over the right rear of someone else. So he did a very good job avoiding contact and drove up over the cushion. Kept it out of the wall.
Coming to a stop like that right after an incident like that on the opening lap, is that just sprint car driving 101, or are you surprised that a 20-year-old has enough savvy to do that real quick?
I think that comes pretty quick. You know, when you see the field driving away from you like that, it's kind of instinct. You just know that I'm not going to catch these guys unless I stop.
I better bring out a caution flag. So that's what he did. You're on board here for the restart now, and you see the flag man holding up that green flag. That's telling the drivers that next time around, they will be getting the green flag. Tomorrow, NASCAR race day, thunders into Kansas for the 3rd race of the championship chase. We'll chat live with Jimmy Johnson as he sets his sights on teammate Mark Martin, and Joey Logano talks about his thrilling ride in Dover. NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot, live from Kansas tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. NASCAR on Speed Be there. Paul McMahon out in front in the Indy Race Parts number 13. Tom Book combining with Indy Race Parts to bring that car together. Paul said that's actually the same machine that he ran at the Nationals earlier, maybe about a month and a half ago, but they ran a different number on that car. They've now switched the number back to number 13, which I guess is Tom Book's number, the guy who owns that car.
Paul, one of those guys running a true outlaw schedule, just run anywhere, any place, and a lot of different race cars even at times.
There's an orange cone placed out on the front straightaway, Brad. They have to stay nose to tail single file on the outside of that cone, or else they're penalized.
Cannot pass before you go by that, and the reason for that is to keep the cars from jumping the restarts and getting 4 and 5 wide, and used to have a lot of crashes on restarts, so that cone has kind of eliminated that.
Chad Layton looking to the inside of Jim Siegel, drives him deep. Siegel's able to hold the line and finish in, or excuse me, run in the 2nd position. Chad Layton running 3rd. Craig Kinzer in the number 20 is 4th, and Ed Lynch is in the 5th position in the 2L.
Really good run for Jim Siegel running there in second, son of Steve Siegel.
When these cars go down the front straightaway, they look different than other sprint cars we see at other racetracks, Brad. Why is that?
As far as
just the way the angle of the car. Sometimes we see the way that we'll see them actually hike one of the front wheels and carry it down the front straightaway.
Because of those long straightaways we have here, the speeds they're carrying, and that wing bearing, that left rear corner so deep into the racetrack that the suspension tops out the right front. Oh, looked like Brad Sweet got in low, pushed up across the racetrack. But again, it buries the left rear, picks the right front right off the ground.
Brad Sweet in the number 19 DirecTV car, the second of the Casey Kane cars. Oh, trouble for Cody Dara. Got it sideways, and he's going to bring it to a stop with a spin out, and you can see his frustration there.
Yeah, pretty good hit with the wall there. If it hit the left front tire, it might have been a radius rod or something. We'll see if get a look at that as they push the car back. But yeah, very frustrated young man there as he got in the slick part of the racetrack.
Cody was not real happy earlier after his time trial lap. As we looked on board with Cody Dara, there he is way sideways.
Ooh, yeah. When you see the left front wheel turned all the way to the right, he was about to spin out right there. The car really sideways. Now he had to make a split decision. Now you can see him there get on the brakes. The left rear tire is locked up at that point. Make a decision when you start to spin like that. Do you mash the throttle pedal and try to do a complete 360 and keep the car going? Or are you going to brakes? Looked like he realized he was too low on the racetrack. If he'd have tried to do a 360, he'd probably slapped it with the right rear. He had no choice but to stop the car.
And let's go down to Shane Andrews once again, who's standing by with the crowd pleaser who squeezed his way into the feature.
Yes, he did, Bobby. He did squeeze his way into the feature. Craig Delansky, it's been a very interesting week for you, to say the least, but you're into the National Open.
Yeah, like you said, to say the least, it has been an interesting couple weeks, but we're looking forward, and I thank Mike Hefner for putting me in his car for the weekend. First night in, I felt pretty good. We had a late number qualifying there, and, we had to dig out of the hole in the heat race. So fortunately, we got in the A main, and we'll keep working on this team here and see what we can do from there.
Well, the Hefner Racing team gave you the opportunity, but you're also back with your former crew chief, Mike Woodring.
Yeah, exactly. Mike Woodring and myself are back working together, starting right here, right now. But, we got a new deal going together next year with Big Game Tree Stands and Todd Queering. And, we're really excited about that. And there's a lot of things going on with it right now. And we're trying to get ramped up as quick as we can and maybe hit the World Finals at the end of the year.
Well, Craig Delansky is ready to go racing. So is another guy who is standing by with Aaron Crocker.
Chad Kemenow, who's always a really strong competitor. You missed time trials. You hot lapped one car, jumped in the other car. How's your night going? What's going on?
We really don't know. The season I'm having this year, after nothing's really surprising me. We win an outlaw race, lose my job, and just we're taking it in stride. We don't really know what's going on. We got an electrical problem, fuel problem, something. It just won't run, and both cars are doing the same thing. So it's just one of them nights you just want to start all over.
You've been running your own car, the 63, sometimes. You've been running this car. Do you have any plans set for next season?
I don't have anything in concrete right now. Working on a few things. My goal is get back out here and race every night in and night out with these guys. That's how you become better, and we're working on trying to get that done.
Hopefully Chad can find him something full-time for next year. Back to you, Bob and Brad.
Thank you, Aaron. A couple of footnotes here to the reports that we just heard. We want to mention Shawn Michaels, one of the local drivers here, suffered a shattered kneecap, and he would normally be behind the wheel of one of those 27s that Delansky and Kaufman are wheeling here tonight. But even though he came back, he said it just didn't have enough strength in the knee, and so he's parked himself for the rest of the season. A smart move. I'm sure the rest of his fellow competitors appreciate that. If you get a chance sometime, HefnerRacing.com. Take a look at the battered sprint car of that Shawn Michael crash. It is unbelievable to check out. And then finally, Craig Delansky mentioning his deal. We read on his website that he's bringing back the number 7, Brad. It's even though it'll be a Big Game Tree Stands car, they're going to put the number 7 back on.
That was his number when he owned his own teams and ran for several years. So it'll be interesting to see that team come about, another team in that Hefner race car that he's running here this weekend. That's our rookie car owner this season. Has 2 race cars out this weekend, so it's nice to see some guys getting into the sport.
You got to love the new blood. There's Brad Sweet getting a little bit sideways there in the DirecTV number 19. We are back to a battle for 5th right now. As you take a look at Donnie Kreitz Jr. holding down the 5th position. White flag is out in this one. It's all Paul McMahon up front. They continue to fight it out as Tim Kading is picking up a spot in now racing with Brad Sweet down the back straightaway. They go side by side. That's a battle for 8th or 9th. The checkered flag flies though for Paul McMahon. He is the winner of heat race number 3. Donnie Kreitz Jr. there in the number 69 car. He's going to put himself into the National Open. He picks up the 5th and final transfer position in the 69K. Donnie, the 47-year-old racer from Sinking Springs, Pennsylvania, just coming up on his 48th birthday. Armor All finished for heat race number 3. It's Paul McMahon, your winner. Chad Layton finishes 2nd, Jim Siegel 3rd, and Craig Kinzer 4th. Don Kreitz gets that 5th and final transfer position. And more big names, Brad, piling into what is going to be an exciting night of Last Chance Racing and C-Main Racing. One more heat race yet to go. It's the 4th heat. We're going to see Steve Kinzer and Donnie Schatz in the next one. You don't want to miss that. Come on back.